It's time to take a stand, bringing the truth to a fucked up land. We've had enough of the lies and deceit. We're done for good with the toxicity. All hail thanks, we are the Rabyd Nation. All hail thanks, we are the Rabyd Nation. All hail thanks, we are the Rabyd Nation. We are the Rabyd Nation.
All right, and a hearty welcome to all of you who are members of the Rabyd Nation. Those of you that are tourists, welcome as well. You can come here, be a tourist, just watch, subscribe, that sort of thing. But to all the citizens and all of you who are part of the Rabyd Nation, welcome, welcome, welcome. Tonight, I'm your host, of course, Ed Rabyd, a former pastor turned atheist, now compassionate anti-theist, and welcome to my channel. Tonight, I normally on Saturdays I do like a reaction video or react to something or discuss something, and because I have to work tonight, I have to make up the time that I'm going to lose on Wednesday because my company shuts down for Thanksgiving here in the United States. So I've got to make up for that. So I didn't really feel this evening that I could adequately do like a reaction video of any kind or things like that without, feeling rushed. I don't like that I don't like the feeling of being rushed when I'm discussing something and reacting to a video. So I'm going to stay away from that. And normally I would do a video or a stream like this in December, but I decided to move it up a little bit because I'm, looking at that. I'll probably still do something right before the new year. And, but so tonight I want to just talk about the future, mine and the channels. And before all of you have a panic attack, no, the channel's not going away. I'm not going away. Okay. I every once in a while I have these reflective moments and I try to figure out what went right and what went wrong and that sort of thing. So it's kind of that kind of thing. And more along those lines, I've been very reflective this week because of my granddaughter's birth. That always happens when one of my grandkids is born. I get really reflective and stuff like that for a week or so. So, but there that is. But just a quick discussion. I've got to get off do what I normally do during a week. I got to go to work. So yes, I've turned into a mirror. Okay, so yes. But that's kind of the way it works for me every time some major life event hits me. And I'm, I start thinking about things, and that's probably a dangerous thing for an autistic person to do, except that's what I do all the time. I don't ever stop thinking from the time I get up till the time I go back to bed. So let's get a quick roll call. Senator Fred Harvey was here early and still here. Let's see, Rimmer is here. John from Holland is here. Amanda's here. Good to see you, Amanda. Evan is here. Martin is here. Your cat keeps walking on the keyboard, so it's just Ray saying it. Okay, there we go. Hello to the cat. Always say hello to the cats. All right. Just changing it into Seventh-day Adventist. Okay, there we go. Oh my goodness. Hey Kyle, good to see you. So there's still a goal in chat as always. That's just my low-key way of asking for money to keep the streaming going and keeping my life a little bit easier. So thank you for all those who donate. And the Holy Bunny hat is still in place because it's Saturday, so that's there. So just keep that in mind. See who else? Philbert showed up. I played your music and it must summon you. So hey, potatoes make life. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, they do. Okay. Write some poster copy last. It was interesting. Okay, well, there we go. Cats are helpful. Okay, they're trying to be helpful when they're not trying to take over the world. All right. Future there of myself and the channel. I think the biggest thing this year, a few months ago, I made the life altering decision, I suppose, to give up the pursuit of finding a regular world job that I could find some comfort with and maybe make a little bit more money, and decide to follow after what I wanted to do for once. Like, I've always spent a lot of time listening to other people about what people think I should do. It's how I became a teacher. It's how I became a pastor way back in the day. It's like people influenced me. You should do this, you should do that. And so I'd try it out. And this year I decided not to listen to anybody. And for the first time in a while, I said, what do I want to do? And so being a YouTube content creator is something I want to do. So for those of you who are worried about the discussion of, is this the end of the Rabyd Atheist? No, it's not. Every time I do this, people have that fear. And it's like, if I was ever going to end this channel, I would straight up make a video saying the channel's over. Okay. It would be so, so there's that aspect. But this year has been very challenging for me because I've made this decision, and I feel like the motivation after that kind of died with it. So I ended up, I know that this is still probably the best course of action for me, to be a YouTube content creator and try to make it working, make my life a little bit better through it. And along with that, writing, getting back to writing. So the channel is over as long as Fred is down under. Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair enough. So making that decision to be a content creator, to be a writer, and make a go of it, like turn it into, at first, probably like a part-time job that I do, and then later on, maybe make a living at it. Being a writer has always been a goal, and I've just never really pushed it and pursued it. And so this year I kind of made that decision that this is what I'm going to do. And it's been good in the sense that I've never been more focused on something in all my life as far as my future. At the same time, it's like all the energy that went into making that decision seems to need a recharge. Okay, so, and I'm trying to figure out a way to make that work. And part of my problem on a personal level is I draw my inspiration for my creativity from other people, and you guys are great for that. Fangs, for instance, and the whole fangsology and the fluffle of fangs, and all of that has been inspired by the multiple muses in this channel that give me ideas, and Earl ideas. And so it's one of those things where we have worked together on something that's been very inspiring to me. The one thing I learned in the past with me is I am very much inspired. My muses are people that I love and care for. When I reflect on how I care about somebody and love somebody, that usually inspires my creativity as well. And so the big problem there with a lot of my writing right now is I'm missing parts of that, like having a partner. I was always more inspired when I had a partner. My ex-wife was a lot of things, but she still for a long time inspired my writing because of the relationship the good parts of the relationship we did have. So that's kind of missing right now. And I think that's part of the problem. I don't want to jump into a relationship simply because that's a problem. So I'm trying to find something else that inspires me as well. And me and my therapist have been going around and around about that. I'll be talking to her again this week, and I'll probably bring this up. But so the issue right now, I think, is motivation and finding the thing that'll motivate me. And once I find it, it'll be great. Like, you'll see videos come off of this channel quite quickly. You'll see I'll be writing. So there's that. But I agree with you, John, there. I think the challenge of following my heart is my heart has gotten me into a lot of trouble too. Okay, so I've made some bad decisions that way. So and learning to be a little selfish. I know people are convoluting the word in chat right now, but being selfish and following what I want to do, um, there's a lot of peace about that. My anxiety levels have dropped tremendously once I made that decision. So it's like I'm going to, it's kind of be a content creator on YouTube, writer, or bust for me. Like I'm either going to succeed at that or fade into obscurity, I guess. And I think it's that pressure that keeps me going and wanting to see it. So it's what I'm doing. Hearts pump blood, follow your mind. Yeah, I'm doing that too. The problem with being autistic, my brain never shuts off. Some of you know of what I speak. Like I wake up in the morning and I'm thinking about something. So yeah, I'm kind of that way, John. This is where I started to go. Your heart was turned off for an hour. Good to see you, Michael. But yes, hey, Amanda, I'm happy to have you. Like I appreciate people that come here. Beat Apologia at his own game. I don't know, maybe. Um, the thing about me is that I enjoy writing when it's something I want to write, but I also have to learn that sometimes there's some days I just don't feel it. And I still have to sit down and write, and I still have to sit down and content create. I still have to do the things I need to do. And that's been the challenge since starting this channel. Like if you go back to the beginning and were to look at when the videos are posted and when they're not, it's streaky and it needs to stop being streaky. The streaming has been great. I want to talk about that for just a little bit. We have created a community that's very fun here. I think part of it is each of us doesn't take ourselves very seriously, which is always good. Like you should never really take yourself so seriously that you're upset about what happens, your decisions to the point you can't move on. Like I love the humor here. I feel like I found my own collection of weirdos that are like me. For those of us that are autistic, you know what I speak. Don't just found out. Don't write when furious. Yes, don't do that. Being mad is not a good amuse. It's just a bad way to do things. Um, but yes, um, so the streaming has been good. Like I found a way. You guys have been pretty generous over the months. Things have kind of picked up a little bit on that as a whole. Some streams are good, some streams are not. I've told everybody this before. I'm here to make you think. I'm here to entertain you if I can, and I'm here to make money. Not necessarily those orders change all the time, but like as a former minister, I have all this knowledge and stuff. How do I turn that into a career? Because I'm not a minister anymore, and I don't ever want to be one again. And so how do I do that? And YouTubing fits, and the streaming fits. It's kind of started to fill that void that was left when I left the church. Like for those of you who have left the church and you've been completely cut off from, the community that used to be your community of faith, you know the emptiness of which I speak. Like that's one of the deconversion issues is you suddenly feel like you're all alone. And I want to create an environment where people who are deconverting or have deconverted do not feel like they're alone anymore. Like there's somebody else out here. The fluffle was bonkers. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, we love the fluffle here. So, yeah, so it's like I want to create a place where you can come and not feel like you're by yourself. Like you're doing this deconversion thing, and there's other people that can relate to you, other people you can laugh with, other people you can connect with again. When I started streaming, I was a little bit apprehensive about it, but then I suddenly realized the potential of just bringing back connection to people who have lost connection. Like it's just such a good thing in that regard. So whether I made money at streaming or not, I probably still do it because of that aspect of it. For me, like I have a lot of good online friends here, people who have done stuff for me, like between Earl, Mighty Philbert, they've contributed to the channel um, musically or artistically, filling a gap that I personally struggle with. Uh, just stuff like that. It's like it's the reconnectiveness and having something together, and I want that to continue in this community. And so the streams, I think, are good for that. It's good for me because I've kind of learned how to do like a live broadcast and still be sensible and be professional. Like I still try to bring some professionalism to this, despite the Fluffle's best effort to get me off of it. Um, so, but yes, I see the advantages to it. And so streaming is going to continue. I may change dates and stuff as my life changes. I'm trying to stay at the same time stream because I know people are available at different times. If I were to like move to mornings, I would probably lose a lot of you because you're just not available in the morning. So, um, I have problems doing interviews myself, like being like doing them. I don't know. I think I like this more informal environment better, John, like where we just chat and talk. And so, um, so challenge accepted. Okay, there you go. So yes, but yes, I think that's been one of the things that I've enjoyed about streaming is just the interaction because a lot of you are deconverting or have deconverted, and so you absolutely absolutely know of what I speak. I remember the day I walked out of my church the last time, the feeling of loneliness that hit me at that moment was just incredibly intense because I knew I wasn't going to see any of those people again. And or it was going to be very rare. I've run into a few of them over the years, but like nobody reached out to me after that. Nobody tried to contact me after that. And so now I kind of like, I get it. And this has really been a good replacement for me. So, um, not picture Earl as Jason. Okay. Well, yeah, she's a girl. uh Changing cherries instead. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, and realizing that they were only our friends because it was a hard pill to swallow. I don't know if you're the replacements. You're a new thing. I would call you replacements. Um, but it's having a new community has been very beneficial. So the streaming has been good for that. I think a lot of you have benefited from that. Um, so, and I benefited from it. It's all worked out. I don't really replacement's a bad word. I'm not really sure. Your replacements, okay, is all right. But yes, but yeah, the getting back to Amanda's comment, like yeah, the realization that people were only my friends because I was their pastor or part of the congregation or whatever. Yeah, it's been a good shift. Um, it's helped me get some of that back. Um, but now to the rest of it, the stuff that I'm not doing that I really probably should be doing more of, and trying to find a way to inspire myself for the channel. I've long had this idea of taking parts of the stream and turning them into videos. I just need an intro and outro for that, and I'm working on that. I have other videos that I need to get back to, series that I need to get back to, like my Life of Christ series. I think I want to return to. I've taken a no long enough break from that because we're actually getting the part where Jesus is actually starting to go be a central figure. Um, and kind of looking at the teachings of Jesus and how there's a lot of people that think Jesus is a really nice guy, and I'm like, you haven't read all the teachings, have you? So you had fun with our yeah, a lot of us have had fun. I should do a stream during church hours. I have thought about that. I have actually thought about like doing a Sunday stream in the after. I'm not sure when I would do it though. So, do I get royalties for that? No. I've used him. I have reacted to him his whole videos. So does he get royalties from me? And the only reason you got to understand, remember, the only reason I did that is because of the criticism Paul gets of not having a terminal degree or a degree in anything related. And I'm like, I don't care. He does good work, and I can back him up with my own scholarly creds. So there's that. Hey, Skeptic, good to see you. um, but yeah, the other content creation has been missing, and I think that's part of my. I think once I actually start doing it, I'll actually just dive right in, and it'll be a thing. I just got to do it, and so you'll probably see some changes, hopefully in December and maybe at the end of November here. But I'm, I my reflective moment this week that caused me to kind of get introspective is I went over to my daughter's house and she hands me my new granddaughter who's just a day old. And I sit on the couch and I'm just holding this little baby. And I'm thinking to myself, what is it that I want to leave behind for my kids, my grandkids, as far as what's important in life? And I'm sitting there with her, holding her, and she's sleeping. Like every one of my grandkids, like I've held them the first time and they just fall asleep. So it's like just give them to me. So stream fair use on account of satire. Yeah, that's probably true. Submission and subjugation. Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, melting. Yeah, there you go. Since I get the YouTube suggestion, I currently write snarky comments, stand to reason. Keeps me off the streets. Okay, there you go. Oh, yeah, yeah. But I'm holding this little baby, and I'm like, what is the future of the world going to be for her? She's a beautiful little girl, and I'm just sitting there. I held her for a whole hour, and and my grandsons went, hey, well, I want to hold her now. I'm like, oh, I'm only going to be here for a little while, and I'm just thinking about that. And I'm like, what do I want to leave behind? What do I want to tell them? Someday. And then I suddenly realized that maybe my grandkids are my muse. Um, I've used them before, but maybe I need to like focus on that a little bit more. Like, what is the future for all these young people in my life that are, under the age of 12 and and connected with me, by DNA? And is it more than DNA? Um, and so that's kind of I'm thinking that might be it. Like if I always like I know already that my deconversion story, if I ever write it and publish it, would be prefaced, this is dedicated to my grandchildren. So I think that's got about 12 years to stop mails from it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There you go. I don't know, the Lucky Feet, the Abbey Beer. Yeah, I've thought about that. I think Lucky Rabbit's Foot would be perfect for the channel. Like Fangs isn't offended by that at all. Yeah, it's a good feeling. Trust me, Amanda, it's a good feeling. Grandparenting is great because you can enjoy all the good things about a kid, but you don't have to put up with all the bad. You're just like, this is your responsibility. Hand that back. Oh, here, don't worry about it. I gave him a little candy before I handed him back, kind of thing. So, doing one every. Oh, that's good, Skeptic. Yeah, live streams they're interesting. I've gotten comfortable with them, and that's why they're going to continue to be here and continue to stay. But I'm I'm at a point where is this all there is? I guess, and I want to do some more. So I have 9 of them. My daughter has 6 kids. She's always wanted a big family. She's like, if she wasn't a Christian, I would still say that this is where she would be because that's just, she loves kids. She loves loving on them. She loves hugging kids. She's always been a kids person, like since she was old enough to know. And so I see that. And so she's had 6 kids. She has 3 boys and 3 girls. And then my oldest out in New York has a couple of boys that are younger and then the older girls. So that's 9 of them. So, but yeah, she's always loved children and she raises them. And, I have my issues, but they're, I let parents do their thing because I didn't like it when people were telling me what to do either. So, all right. 2 p.m. Central Time. Okay. It's a little early for me. I'm usually asleep. So that's what I'm talking about. So you want to be an uncle someday? Yes. Being an uncle is probably pretty good. No, I'm not gonna. No, I don't do that. I don't. I've never like told my kid. Now my kids surprised me. Oh, probably 7, 8 years ago. Each one of them started coming up to me and saying, "Hey, thanks, Dad, for being my dad." That's a good moment when you have kids and they grow up, they leave the house, and then they come back and say, "Hey, you know what? Thanks for teaching me what you taught me because it helped." Like it's a good moment. So, 1 and or 2. So I had a daughter just on the oldest 16, 18, almost 17. So like maybe in 10 years. Yeah, you're going to feel that. You're going to feel that eventually, Amanda. I'm very much, yes. I try to be myself when I'm online. Yes. But yes, I'm happy. So, but yes, thanks. I don't know. I'm in this mode personally there. It's starting to connect to being a YouTuber. And I think I just got to embrace all the crap that comes with it, but also all the good stuff. So, yes, I'm truly blessed by Fangs. That's why Fangs is a fertility god. Yeah, 9 grandkids. I got 3 kids. I think I'm good. Like I'm done. But I'm sure my kids may have something else to say. I still have a middle son who is struggling, but trying to find somebody. He doesn't want very many kids though. He only wants 1 or 2. So, but yes. So yes. So it's enjoyable. But I'm thinking that they might be the best muses I may ever have, where I just think about, okay, what would I want to say to my grandkids about this issue, or video do I want to make about this issue so that they can have something else to think about. Um, yeah, 1.5. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how he's going to do that, but like he just wants 1 or 2. Like he faced a very rough situation where he was engaged to a girl that basically at the very end game of we're going to get married and settle down together, she decided to go off with somebody else. So, and she had a little girl that he practically raised as his own. And so there's a whole, if I still, well, my son, I worry about him a little bit. So, but of course, being dad, but there's not a lot of things I can do. Okay. Yeah, there's a possibility. So yeah, it was a bad one for him. So I keep an eye on him, and my daughter keeps an eye on him, and we kind of watch him right now. So he's been kind of rough. So I that's another thing. What do I do? See, when you're an atheist, religion has this built-in thing where you can come up beside somebody that goes through that and say, it's God's will, it's God's purpose. Well, I would probably say as an atheist, well, then God doesn't really know what he's doing. Okay. Yeah. So it's like he I want him to get over that, but at the same time, I realize that that's a long process to get over something that was pretty rough. So that's that. So, General, I hope your son gets. Yeah, I think he wants something, like he needs somebody to love, and he's a much better person. Like we all seem to be that way in my family. As long as we got somebody to love, we're a better person, even me. So, and I'm still working on that myself. So that's why I think I'm more sympathetic to him, because I get it better. Um, Not completely. So, one of my coworkers and I thought we might be cousins because, sorry, well, yeah, it's possible. Yeah. Yeah, it's a automatic Christian thing to kind of like, this is going to be for your own good, and I'm like, no. Something I would want to say to my son is, there's shitty things that happen, and there's nothing good that comes out of them. Okay, and if it's a plan of God, he's not a very good planner. And so having that message to give to my children and grandkids might be a good one too. Because as an atheist, I think I don't draw my morality from an authority. I don't draw my philosophy of life from an authority. And passing on that understanding to people that can't understand it now but may understand it later, I think is a good one for me too. Um, so yeah, it was kind of rough because there's a little girl involved that he pretty much raised for the first 4 years of his life, and then all of a sudden she's kind of gone most of the time. Like, and it's, the woman involved has moved on to another person. They've had kids together and all this other stuff, and like he's still you got to understand my middle child. Gets very emotionally attached to things and has a hard time letting go. So he's always been that way, and so he's still dealing with it. Every time I see him, I make sure to let him know he's valuable and I love him. So yeah, it's a lot of loss. Yeah, yeah. See, the thing about that is, if people ask me why I live stream, and I'm very frank and open sometimes about what I think. I think when it comes to normalizing atheism, they have to see us as human beings going through struggles and being human. I think the live streams help with that, because I come out here, like I do a stream like this, and I'm just talking about where I'm going and how I am and how I deal with stuff. Like, the big mythology is like, I don't have a moral system. I have a very complicated moral system, actually, that actually involves, you know, how to do the right thing in a lot of different situations. And so having a moral system, when you demonstrate a moral system, it's a lot better. And so being human, okay, is a good way to normalize atheist morality and show people that, hey, I'm just a human being like everybody else. I just happen to do things without a God. Like, I don't have a God involved, and I still face the same struggles you do. Your religion hasn't helped you get past the struggles because they're still there, just like they are with me. So it's like having a human face to the atheist, I think, helps a lot. So it's one of those things that I've tried to foster here, is just being very transparent. And this is one of those streams where I'm trying to be very transparent about myself. I think that helps people. So, like, people think, oh, you become this soulless machine when you become an atheist, and that's just not true. And I use the word soulless in the sense of, like, you don't have, like, I have existential moments. I have what some other people would consider spiritual moments, where I have these feelings and stuff like that, but they have nothing to do with a God. They have everything to do with being human. And, so, I think that's kind of where I am, Amanda. Like, it's something that I keep trying to foster, like, because the propaganda by the apologetics machine is that atheists don't have any morality. Well, that's a that's a pretty damning statement to make about anybody, like simply because they don't believe. And it's patently untrue. Okay. And so coming out here and just being a face of, as a person that struggles with the same situations and issues that everybody else does, but I don't turn to God to solve them. I turn to myself. I turn to my fellow human beings, you know. So it's very upsetting to me. Like, you're upset, I'm upset, um, and thank you for the appreciation. But I try to keep this calmer, more rational voice in the community and say, listen, like, it comes out, I think, sometimes because there are sometimes I won't address a political or social issue because I know it's divisive. And I think the last thing that the world needs right now is more divisiveness. So it's like, I think we have plenty of that. So that's kind of like I did a little channel before I came back to the Rabyd Atheist called Simple Life Philosophy. And I was all about trying, okay, what do we agree on? Okay, what is it? Is there anything that we can bind together as human beings? Is there any way to get over the tribalism that so easily besets us? And that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like trying to, like, when I look at somebody like, I know we've, at times it seems like I'm being very hostile to certain people. Like Real Seeker comes on here and I feel bad for him. Like, genuinely, I don't have any anger towards him. I feel sorrow because there are people that are caught up in the lie and they're indoctrinated. And we all sit there and acknowledge that. But what does that mean? Like, how do you reach somebody that's been indoctrinated? Is screaming into a microphone that they're a bunch of assholes going to be effective? Okay. And I don't think it is. That's why compassionate anti-theism will remain a part of this channel. I think I coined the term, but it's like, I'm an anti-theist because I'm there for the theist. Like, the theist to me is somebody who's bought a line and it's dominated their life in very negative ways. Good to see you, Wolf. Yeah, I mean, I get it. But I also have to say that if you're going to be effective talking to somebody and convincing them to at least consider your viewpoint, I don't think you can do that by screaming in their ear. I don't think you can do that with clickbait titles. Like, I have this issue, like when I titled my videos, I'm trying to, like, is this honest? Okay. Like, I have is this what I'm really talking about? And so how do I do a title to a video that's what I'm really talking about, but also gets attention? That's the big challenge. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever been whacked. Like, I would almost consider that a badge of honor, I guess. I'm not on Insta. It's a very easy way to handle trolls. Like, they never materialize for me. Like, trolls here, like, I would say we've had our share of trolls, Martin. You know more than us. You've got that trigger figure. You got the blue wrench. Letting people talk, if they see, like, you can tell the difference between somebody who's just trying to preach at you and somebody else is trying to have a genuine conversation with you. And if somebody's trying to have a genuine conversation with me, Martin, then let them go, because they may say some silly things that sound preachy, but I can recognize when somebody's kind of in the early stages of deconversion. Like, they get the early stages of deconversion for like a Christian, or they get hyperly Christian. Like, they dive into their Christianity. They're more devoted, and they're all doing it because they have their doubts. And so probably part of that is coming on and trolling atheists. Like, when I see people be trolling atheists, I'm like, I wonder what the percentage of people that is that's actually, like, they're struggling with their faith. Like, how many of them is so. Cheer for yelling, and some folks kind of have it coming when they're being. Yes, I get that. I don't have a problem with somebody who's being a jerk and, like, calling them out for it. But what I mean is, like, you won't see me trolling on other channels. I don't go to Christian channels and write what I think. One, I don't have that kind of time to engage in that kind of long-term debate. That's why I stream. So somebody can be indoctrinated and still be an insufferable. Yes, I know, but why are they insufferable prick? probably because they're indoctrinated. Like, we've all been there. Like, I was probably an insufferable prick at one point because I was indoctrinated, and somehow I found a way out of that. And part of that was just listening and having a few atheist friends that were very patient. Like, patience is still the game winner. Like, I still think it's the thing that, when you talk tactics in a conversation where you're trying to be persuasive, patience is often overlooked, and it's a virtue for a reason. So, yeah, that moral piety. It's trying to keep the appeal of religion up. If we have something you don't, it's a good marketing, but that's all. Yeah, I also think that people get into it. Yeah, I mean, like, were insufferable pricks at one point. Like, and so we know what that's like. How do we get out of being an insufferable prick? Does somebody else being a prick towards us keep us or get us out of it? Okay, that's why the attitude of my channel has always been, okay, I want to make sure somebody is legit before I start to criticize them. So it's only because he's Australian. High school best friend loving me through assholeness when they started chipping away at the end. Yes. And I think all of us have that story, Amanda. Like, my story is I have a couple atheist friends who I've just asked questions to, probably sounded like an asshole at times to them, but they were just very patient and said, no, well, you need to consider this, and that's not the way. So patience is okay. Yes. All right. Evan, I can always count on you on the dad puns. It's good. Dad joke pun level. There you go. Yeah. How would I know if I've gotten out of it? Yeah. I don't know. Like, those of you that have always been atheists, I always watch this with great interest. The difference between the atheist that's always been an atheist dealing with a Christian and a former Christian dealing with a Christian is always an interesting dynamic. The approaches are very, very different. Like, somebody who's always been an atheist, they just don't have time for the insufferable, white ivory tower, the ivory towerness of it, looking down on everybody, and they just point that out. And I'm more like, well, I kind of understand why they're in the ivory tower, looking down on everybody. So, so moved to Europe. Yeah, Senator. I don't know if Fred could deal with it. Well, being Australian all this time. Like, Australians have a very different view of reality because their reality is very different. So, but yes, Amanda, your story is very, very common. Like, whenever I find somebody deconverting around here, I don't know if Triple E I haven't seen Triple E in around. I know he watches, but doesn't necessarily participate anymore. But he was that way when he first came to us. He had a friend that had been talking to him, and he realized his faith was kind of bonkers. And then he started hanging out here and listening to me. And I don't know, he went from, like, still kind of hoping to believe to, I don't know where he stands now, but I don't think he believes in any religion. And it's all because of hanging around people that were patient with him and listened to him and heard him out. So there you go. Granite towers are much more sturdy than ivory ones. Yeah, so. They're upside down on this, so they can't help it. It often makes me wonder if the Australians were allowed to make the globe, how would it look? But I think the globe is the way it is because the majority of land mass is in the northern hemisphere, so it's kind of there. So yeah, we love Fred. Oh, you got a lunch date? Well, that's good. Times are different, so, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, what can you do? I feel you, Fred. I feel you. I feel you. There's other people around me in the world. Like, Canadians are farther north than me, and they have that aspect to them. Like, I love Canadians to death, but sometimes it's like, dude, he never told you how Fred has never told you how he got to Australia after the flood. Yes, it's their idea, and I use it, man. Like it's like you are up in this damn tower, like you're thinking you're better than everybody else. Like you're this, you know, high functioning, pharisaical, whatever. I remember that being preached on once from the Shepherd of Hermas. Somebody referred to it in a sermon, which was rare in a Pentecostal church, but it actually is what got me interested in looking up other Christian writers from the same time. So there's that. Yeah. One tentacle at a time. A weed raft. Okay, so that is how you got there after the flood. You got to Australia on a weed raft. I can see this. No. Yeah, I don't know. You could say it that way, I guess. But no, I know what skeptic philosophy is talking about. He's basically the Shepherd of Hermas. I think has the white ivory tower in it. So um, it it's what got me. There's a lot of things that got me interested in reading other Christians from the first, second, third century. And it's stuff mentions like that. And then when you start reading them, you're like, they had different views. Everybody seems to have a different view about Jesus. I wonder why that is. So, yeah, I don't. Yeah, white polish. I remember the metaphor. I don't remember the exact wording, but the metaphor stuck with me of somebody who thinks that they figured it out and is looking down on everybody else because they think they've figured it out, and that's kind of one of those things. So is in the middle of the water, so it couldn't be reached. I remember that too. Like it's the whole metaphor is like the church is unattached to the world in a way that's not beneficial to the church. Like it's it's like they're not reaching people because they're not with the people kind of thing. And that's kind of what a lot of Christians do. I used to watch it when I was a pastor. Like, well, I come here and I don't want to have any connection with people. And it's like, yeah, that's part of the problem. So, but yeah. Parodying the bellies and ivory towers as a form, be quick, be dead. But yes, I seem to remember that too. Commandment recently was talking with South American baristas about how Canadians use to end a question versus how South Africans say hey to end a sentence. Oh, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, A is you'll Michiganders who live in the Upper Peninsula, you'll hear that out of them every once in a while too. A, because they're so close to Canada. Like the parts of Michigan that are close to Canada, you'll hear a lot. How's that going for you, eh? So I can speak Canadian when the will strikes me, like when I have to. But yes, I don't know. My attitude though has changed about a lot of people because there's just these interesting little cultural tidbits that I find fascinating. So, magic healer. Mm-hmm. Vonzi started continuing on ending his hey, yeah. I see it got a lot of cultural references thanks to Fonzie, but yeah, the Canadians do that. They'll ask a question and it's the A becomes the question mark at the end of the sentence. Like they'll, how you doing, eh? It's just it's like if you go to Boston, you'll hear the Bostonian accent too. Like it's really thick. So that was a yeah. That's a different tilting. Good to see you, tilting. Not busy this evening apparently. So, but yes, I look at all this stuff and I just noted in my brain how many different countries are represented in my chat, and it's quite extensive. a lot more extensive than I thought. Like there's Australians here, there's Germans here, there's Dutch, other people from the Netherlands. Sweden is represented. Um, so yeah, I've got Canadians. Yeah, some. Yeah, Alan. Some use it more than others. Like there's certain aspects of Canada that I find very interesting, and that's one of them. So good to see it, Tilting. Yeah, I don't know what you're upset. You shocked? Yeah, I don't know. You're usually very busy on a Saturday night, like over at Captive Desk. So yeah, like it's kind of it's a thing. Yeah, yeah. It's like there's a thing. Hey, Elizabeth, good to see you. But yes, so yes, realizing that my channel is very diverse as far as countries of origin of the people that participate is actually I've always considered that a strength. Like I remember something there was some country in the news in Europe, and I just so happened to have two people in the chat that were from that country, and they got into their 2 cents. So yeah. You're shedding a tear for that. Me too. Like I was worried I was going to interrupt them a little bit more because I had to be on earlier because I have to go to work. Um, and so I was going to be on earlier and get off earlier, and I'm like, man, I'm going to be right in the middle of Captive Desk, and then no Captive Desk. So I guess I didn't interrupt anything. My fears were unjustified. So there you go. But yeah, I always miss it when Dave's not on because that's a good crew over there. That's a good crew, people. If you haven't subscribed to Captive Desk just for the live streams, you should. But yes, I I love my community here because you guys are from all over the place. I appreciate that. So uh, yeah, for those of you who just joined late, channel's not going anywhere. Not shutting down or anything. I want to lay that fear again. It's more about what's going to be directions and added and what's going on in my life. I've gotten to a point where I know what I want to do with my life. I just need to figure out how to make it happen. So, um, being this YouTube content creator thing and doing some writing is kind of where I've focused everything now. I still need a job to keep the bill lights on, but trying to find a way to do that. That's more of the personal thing and trying to leave a legacy for my kids and grandkids to read later after I'm gone or watch later in the case of YouTube. Them being my muse. And then the channel, going to continue to live stream, great community. I think for a lot of us, it's kind of helped us break away and be more, it's a comforting thing that you can come someplace where you can get some connection that you miss from leaving the church or whatever. So, yes. So, don't. Yes, your life. Okay, there we go. That's a good statement. So good to see Tilting. Good to see Elizabeth. All right, but yes, so that's kind of what's going on. I'm working on a lot of stuff. So hopefully that'll start to materialize. But I'm trying to find the creative muses of my life again. So turquoise waving speech. Okay, I see the emoji. I can't do that one. Good to see you, Coyote. I know who that is. All of you's names have been changed to protect the innocent, apparently, or the guilty. I'm not sure. Yeah, see you later, Joshua. I appreciate you. Yeah, enjoy. I'm going to be off here in a little bit anyway because I've got to go to work tonight, which is unusual for me on a Saturday. So it only happens twice a year. So and only when certain things happen. I'm going to have to. Speaking of allegedly, I don't know if Earl's here. She might be being quiet. She's done that before on me. So, but she's hit my day limit where I check on her. to make sure she's okay. If I see her in a stream, I know she's okay. So at least she's alive. So I'll have to check on her. Um, but yeah, I worry about her. So I allegedly. Oh, you're enjoying Mender's book? Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen Anne Marie in a while either, or Katie. But Katie's busy. She has like a menagerie of animals she takes care of. And I haven't seen Anne Marie in a little bit. Anne Marie doesn't live too far from me, actually. I've never met her, but yeah, I know. I worry about my friends. Imagine that. So, but yes. So there's been a few people that disappear, and I notice. I just don't have a lot of good personal contact with her. Yeah, I saw Katie last week. So I know she's okay. But that's the thing with me. Like people I care about. Like if I have contact with people, I care about people. So because I don't exist. Hey, Cranky, good to see you. No, I. The thing for me is I've developed this thing in my brain where I know that there's a human being most of the time behind somebody's comment. Like bot comments, I can kind of tell that they're bot comments because they sometimes they misspell things that are stupid and things like that. So, but yes, yeah, glad to not see you. But yes, like every when I don't see somebody for a couple weeks, I figure something's going on in their life, but I just don't know what it is. With some of you, like Azo and Earl, I have much more regular contact. So when I don't see them for a while, I check on them. They check on me too when I don't show up, but that's kind of be so. Don't get sappy. I'm sorry. As much as I have fun with all of you guys, like there's a part of the pastor about caring about people that I developed over the years, and it just I haven't been able to deconvert from it. It's one of the few things I don't really feel a need to deconvert from, like giving a damn about other humans, which is weird for me being autistic. Like I spend a lot of time like wondering if I'm an alien on the wrong planet, so most of the time. So yeah, got confused. I started at 6 today because I got to leave early, so I got to go to work tonight. Normally, I don't have to do that Saturday. It's also why I'm not reacting to anything, so because I don't want to take too long. So, well, thank you. Okay, I see what you did there. uh, oh, but yes. Um, but yes, I I give a damn about people, and when I don't see them in a while, I hope my anxiety kicks in, and I think, oh my god, what happened to them, kind of thing. And some about one time out of 20, that anxiety is justified, and the rest of it is just no, they got busy. Life got them busy for a bit, and they couldn't be around. So, but yeah, that's just like it's kind of where I'm at most of the time. But yeah, so there we are. Um, I don't know any other announcements coming up. Um, I think next Saturday I'll probably start doing Paula Gia's last Habermas video, but then I have another one I want to interrupt that with that I've been looking into that I think is a good example of Christian nationalism and why it's a problem, and then finish up with Paul later. I've kind of been drawn into that conflict, so I'm doing my part. So, but yeah, it's kind of like the continuing battle. People ask me why I'm motivated to do that. I'm like, well, I used to be conned by all that apologetic stuff, and now I just like exposing the con. So, yeah, you, I when I don't see people, like I get a little anxious about that. So I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I was in there a lot. um, that's part of what I want to react to next week. But also, I don't think it's gotten better for Habermas. I don't know. I mean, I got to look something up real quick. It's like my regular search, but like, oh wow, um, well that's interesting. Like, like book two, Habermas's book two of his Magma Opus is down to $20. So I don't know what's going on. Book three is the most expensive one still, probably because it's still a new release and everybody's more interested in it now that people have said, well, what this is and what this isn't. So yeah, yeah, he got pretty roasted. But Habermas is like, he's in trouble, I think, and I think it's a book sale issue. And it's not just us atheists saying stuff. Like there are a lot of promises I think Habermas has kind of in the background made for years. Like, what's your 90% claim based on? Where's the data for that? Where's the numbers? And he still hasn't provided it. And volume three would have been a perfect place to do that if he had bothered to take it seriously, but I don't think he took it seriously. So yeah, I know the rest of you exist. I know I exist. The rest of you might be figments. Yeah, it feels that way, and I just want to kind of talk about why. I think the real problem, remember, is he's facing criticism from his own team. Like I think there's a whole bunch of apologists and Christians that are going, dude, like that's not scholarly work. You know, scholarly intuition doesn't count. You know, I have a feeling doesn't count. Okay, so yeah, it's not scholarship; it's apologetics. Yeah, I mean, he faced some in his last fight. Yeah, I think the issue for me and the reason I want to finish it off is my part in this was to kind of back Paul Agia up as somebody with a scholarly cred. So it's like I'm just saying all I have done in these reaction videos has been like, yeah, what he said. Like, yeah, Paul's right. Like, it's like Paul's done his homework. Like that's the thing about Paul Entz is I appreciate him because he may be wrong about some things, but it's not because he's uninformed. Okay. And I'd rather have somebody who's informed make a mistake because then you can say, hey, did you read this, this, and this? And they'll go, oh, no, I missed that. And then they'll come on later with the same issue and they'll say, yeah, I want to apologize. I used to think this way, but now I've got some additional information and it'll change. And Paul's been very like that. And I have no problem backing him up. But somebody like Habermas, he gets cornered with something wrong and he just goes into full defense. And yeah, he's a good egg. I would agree with that. Like, I don't always agree with him. I don't always agree with anybody. So it's like, yeah, Vice Rhino's another one. I like him. Like they are former Christians, so they kind of get the don't be a dick to Christians mentality. Although I will say that I have listened to both of them, and there's a low level sarcastic snark that I get from them. Plus, they lash out. Yeah, they do lash out every once in a while. So he tried to repair the mistakes instead of saying sorry. Yes. If he had just come out and said, I shouldn't have made the claim that there are more non-Christians than Christians. That's just not true. If he had just come up and said, I'm sorry about that. That's inaccurate. What I should have said and I didn't say was more evangelicals. Instead, he tried to say I wish people would come up and say what I meant. And I think that's where he lost the war. Like that was the moment that tipped it for a lot of people. So you like low level snark? Me too. Yeah, Logic he's interesting. I watch him every once in a while and his reasoning is really, really good, but he covers it in a lot of, I'm the unknown guy behind the mask saying this stuff, which is kind of fun. And I get that. Like, I know Vice Rhino did that for a while because he wanted to protect his identity a little bit. And now he's, doesn't do that. So that I can disagree with everyone and still be able to talk without animosity and expectations. But perhaps I asked it. I hope that too, skeptic. Like, I hope you keep that attitude. I've been trying to do that, but every once in a while, like, I'm a guy that if you push me too far, I'll take you down. Okay? I'll put up with a lot of shit. But there comes a point, like, if you go back like a year and a half to the Jim Bob wars, um, I didn't put up with him very long because it's like, okay, this guy is just he's trying to make a name for himself, and I don't. And then later on, he admitted, like, yeah, that's just a persona he does, and that's not the real him. Like, yeah, kind of guessed, and that's why I'm not going to deal with you. So there you go. Yeah, he's trying to explain stuff away. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, we all have our likes and dislikes on the internet. Um, I don't know. There's some that I used to have a positive opinion, now have a neg, and some I used to have a neg and now have more of a positive. It changes. Yeah, you can't watch everything that everybody produces. Probably not even me. Okay, because here's the thing. Like, we all have our interests. We deep dive something. Like, I do this all the time. Like, I'll find a new content creator and I'll watch like 25 of their videos, and then I'm like sick of them. I really enjoyed them for a while. So if you're into the sound of silence, has some nice shot. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I think all of us learned a lot from both of those guys, plus Logic. Logic has his teaching moments too. Like, he points out the missteps in reasoning. So, and in those, but I also like their spirit too. Like, they kind of raise their eyebrow when certain things are said, and that kind of sends a quicker message than screaming into the microphone. So, but I enjoyed them. I've enjoyed them for years. Yeah, you binge watch them when you first discover them, and then you come back later and watch stuff more regularly. Like, is that a reconstructed faith or the original one? I've asked that before, River, and it gets very interesting. Which Orthodox church are you talking about? The original or the reconstructed one? And most of them don't even know that it was reconstructed. So yes, Pentecostal example encouraged to Orthodox. Yes, oh yes. If they were formerly Pentecostal and then Orthodox, yes, yes, I've noticed that too. They do get insufferable, and I don't put up with that. Like, what I speak, Rimmer. You've been here enough. You know when somebody goes over a line and we're done with it. And it's like, quit being insufferable, quit having your head up your butt. That cranial rectal inversion you have, you need to cure yourself of that. Now, so, and then I'll talk with you. Like, a lot of Christians who come here, they start out that way. And if they were just polite, I would probably have better conversations with them. So, but yes, I've done live streams with some Orthodox people, and I'm like, really, you're a fallible human being that's been around for 20 some years, and you somehow feel you found the answer? That seems very arrogant to me. I used to be that way, though. I understand it. So it does. It does. Yes. You're meeting at the Rabyd Atheist, who's going to be on for like 7 more minutes because he has to get ready for work. But I think I'm going to recap here. Just a quick recap of everything that I'm talking about. So if you get to the end of the video and you wonder what's going on, or you're just watching now, personally, I'm moving. I started this move in a direction about the middle of this year to being a content creator and a writer. So I think that's the only thing that's going to make me happy in what I do, and I think I can leave a lasting legacy for a lot of things with that. And the channel is going to continue with the live streams, but also I'm going to keep moving towards adding videos back in. There's some old series I want to get back going on, and a few other things. But just I've probably just got to sit down a day and say, this is what I'm going to do. And then once I do it, it'll be easy again. Like that's usually what happens. So, um, yes, I have to work tonight, Earl. That's why I started at 6. I'm glad to see you. Good to see you. No, don't worry about it. It's a one-time thing. I'll be back at 7 probably next week. It's just these holiday weeks that have Thanksgiving and Christmas in them on Thursday of all days. I have to work on Saturdays to make up that time. So there you go. But yeah, I had to start early because I know I'm going to have to get off like I do on a weekday and do all that. And that's why I didn't do a reaction to any video today. So I just not going to have enough time to do it properly and be good with it. So just discussing things. So you already were mentioned a couple of times. So because I was wondering where you were, but I'm like, you know what? I changed the time. I might have screwed Earl up. Yes. Yeah, I'm definitely writing. Thank you, Cranky. Appreciate you as always. And I always appreciate that donation amount. Yes. 2 seconds. I just finished. Okay. Ooh. No, you didn't. You didn't. Yeah, Philbert's working. Like, I wish I could do that at work. Like, participate in a live stream when I'm at work. Somebody else's, not my own, of course. Can all be on time. I started a little early. Yes, that's the point. Oh, we do that a lot. I mean, I'm late. I'm late for a very important date. What time is it? Wait, I'm late. I think I remember the song well enough. I don't know if anybody wants me to sing it. Thanks, Senator. Oh, thank you. Does Australian dollars still buy as much lunch as American dollars? Just asking for a friend now. So, I couldn't have listened to a stream, much less typing in chat. Yes, I listen to streams that have already taken place, tilting. Like when I'm at work, I will often get on somebody's stream that I missed because I wasn't there. I'm sleeping or whatever. Like I do that with a lot with the damn show. And I don't really leave comments there. I just listen. So, yeah. Okay, you ready? Oh, I see what you did there. Hold on. I got to put this in the proper file. We have Earl art. And so I will stop and extend for Earl art. Okay. And so now that I've saved it, let's pull it up. There we go, folks. I think this may be one of our new emojis, the circumcised holy carrot. So there you go. There you go. This came out like the carrot being the most holy of the vegetables, and I felt that maybe perhaps Fangs could use a sidekick. So, and so me and Earl had a little discussion about this, and I said, we should turn the carrot from a screaming carrot back into something that's a little bit more tamer and maybe like Fangs and the carrot that he originally tried to eat made up. And rendered. So we've always made the joke of making sure your carrots are circumcised, and it's the most holy of vegetables because it doesn't have religious corruption. And we have the hellhound to be kind of Fangs' bad influence, and we thought maybe that Fangs could use a good influence of the holy carrot. So, okay, he gets what I get. Okay, there we go. Yeah, what is the exchange rate? Okay. I think I like this one a lot better, Earl. And I like the fact that you put the band-aids on the bottom to indicate the circumcision. That is hilarious. So, okay, so let's see. Yes, we have new Fangsy stuff. Yeah. Oh, you like it? Yeah, I see the little band-aids. I thought that's hilarious. Oh, but yes. Circumcised carrots. There we go. Yes, the band-aids are perfect. Oh, there we go. Tilting. I'm sure he does. Lettuce is a thing. I don't know though. Have we? I don't know if me and Earl have come up with what religion lettuce represents. So we've done a lot of things like tomatoes for the Catholics and a few others, but I'm not sure. You get dark matter vibes from this one? Yeah, I do. You're right about that, Fred. There's a little bit of dark matter there. So yeah. That would take the whole thing. Having the God actually speak for the religion. When has that ever happened in history, John? No. He's got to continue to work through his prophet and prophetess. How do I how do I make money off of that? If the actual God comes down and explains himself, how's that work? How do you keep people in religion like that? See, there we go. There we go. Yeah, but I love it, Earl. I suppose I got to post this too. Yeah, I just don't. The thing is, Robin, and welcome. Good to see you. I don't know what religion lettuce would represent. Like, yeah, she's the artistic prophet. I'm the grandmaster of the fluffle prophet. So there you go. That's how that works. Quakers are lettuce. I can see that. I get what you're saying. Yeah, but I love this one, Earl. I do. Like we've always tried to make mention of how carrots are the most holy of all vegetables, and if you circumcise them, it makes them even more holy. So here we go. We have an angelic carrot that's circumcised. So it's the most holy of all holy vegetables. So there you go. Oh my goodness. Lettuce are poisonous to rabbits. Domestic lettuce, not so much as wild, though. Oh, I did not know that. How would we work that out? See, there is a formidable antagonist then to our beloved Fangs, because if lettuce is actually poisonous to rabbits, and then you add in the religious corruption of a religion, that now we have the true vegetable arch nemesis of Fangs. So that's very interesting. That little bit of lore now may spark my imagination. This is why I come to streams. Like when I'm having an imagination drought about Fangs, I just throw stuff at you guys. I don't know if would it be Satanism? Satanists don't believe in God. I'm not sure. See, I'm trying to find the vegetable that would probably be the least religiously corrupt and give it to Satanism. So, theistic Satan, the ones that actually believe, yeah, that might work. That might work. Like the Eastern Orthodox lettuce is okay. I see what you did there, Evan. He can do it. Like it's not a Wolf. It's not a like he's facing a problem with lettuce. Like he couldn't handle it. Like the poisonous of the lettuce. He's obviously immune to that, being an immortal. So I think we could get around that, but it would make a very interesting vegetable that is the most arch nemesis of all the vegetables is lettuce for fangs. I can see where that would be a problem. So, so there, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know. There are some aspects of Satanism where it's just kind of you can tell they're just spoofing religion and they don't really believe themselves. Like there's some aspects of Satanism where they openly say they're all atheists and they're just, it's a community to have fun with. So yes, Cranky changed his avatar. Here, let me show it. Yeah, he did a theistic Satanist have kale. That would be valid. Yes, but Cranky did change his avatar. So yeah, he did do that. I kind of like it. So he is the cranky elder god that doesn't exist, as he pointed out earlier in the stream that he doesn't exist. So, but yes, I think we have a new emoji. I think at least, if nothing else. So the crying holy carrot that's angelic. I think that's gonna work for me. Yeah, kale yuck. Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. But Cranky makes a valid point. Oh, you want to make Cranky a new avatar? I would like to see that. See, because when I've seen you do artwork with Cranky in it, you've done a really good job at representing that, Lovecraftian feeling. So, oh, you're working on art as we speak? Really? See, this is what I find amazing about the lovely, wonderful I Killed Earl. So, because she's always improving her stuff. So, something you stole from the internet? Okay, there we go. See, Earl has proposed that she make you a new avatar, Cranky. And you've seen some of the places where she's put you, and I've always thought they were well done. Here, let me find one. Gotta find. Here, let me open up this one. Yeah, I thought this part in the corner up there representing the elder gods was pretty well done. Yeah, well, you'll have it done for Monday. Okay, cool. But yes, but yeah, Cranky, I can see where her doing your avatar might be interesting. You didn't draw that one? Okay. But yeah, I mean, something like that, though, for Cranky, I think would be good. Yeah, but there's a lot of. Yes, it does. The horse is Katie with her horses. And yeah, she does great work. But yeah, I mean, there's some of these that she didn't draw and others she did. I get that because she's trying to get the feel of it. But yeah, I think because one of the things with you, Cranky, in the book is you're a character very briefly in the first chapter teaching Fang some of the ropes. So yeah, I mean, but yes, I can see, Cranky, that she might be able to take you to a new level. We have to put you in there somehow. And we're going to have to do our own character draw of the Cranky Elder God. So we may do that. Oh yeah, I don't get me wrong, but if you went back to the 1920s and 30s, I talked to my grandmother and grandfather once about this when they were still alive. And they said, yeah, pretty much everybody was racist. So he's like, it's hard. Racism as a concept being fought against it's a very recent addition to the human race. You read stuff from the 18 and 1900s, early 1900s, and it's everywhere. So I never grew kale. See, we did the onions, Ed, Fangs, Asshole, the Hellhound, the Lucky Care Bear, and me. Okay, so the rest of it is probably stock images that have been altered in some way. But here's the thing, Earl. I can see you doing something like that one. I can see you taking on that because we have your other, like there's a, oh, where's the one from Halloween? I know it's here somewhere. Yes, found it. Like this one. Okay, looking at this one right here with the little, bat bunny next to Fangs. I can see you taking the way that's done and applying it to like the elder gods. I can see you doing that. So you fancied up and grouped together. Well, the fancying up counts. Okay. So, but yes, I can see where, yeah, I agree, Tilting, but I can see where you could take, our little white rabbit here and looking at it in a different way. I can see you doing a cranky elder god, like some Lovecraftian type image for cranky. I can see you doing that. Yes, I love this one too. And I'll probably use it next Halloween. uh, but yeah, I've always loved Earl's art. I like the way she groups things. Like the skeletons, if you really look at the skeletons in this one, they're hilarious. Like, just take a get here. I'll get me out of this. So this is a little bigger. But yes, like if you look at this and look at all the skeletons and ghosts in the background and stuff like that, some of this is just flipping hilarious. It's hilarious. So, and I think even though like the bolt of lightning zapping Fangs' little brain is kind of a last minute thing, as I recall. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, yes. We have to do Lisa the Rainbow Giraffe, Lago, and Cranky are all part of the origin stories. So we need to have character sketches of them. So yes, but when I looked at your work here on the little white rabbit, trying to make Fangs a scarier version of Fangs, I'm like, I can see where she might be able to do the elder gods and do a pretty good cranky elder god. So you never know, Cranky. The Thunderfat. But yes, I love this piece of art. Like when she said it to me, I laughed for quite a while. She needs more hen. Yes, Lisa needs more hen. We don't harm something. That's your funeral. Okay, there we go. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the skeletons are doing some wild stuff. Like, and I appreciated the humor of that so much. Yeah, yeah, I imagine the layering takes hours to get it just right, but I love this one from the moment I saw it. But yes, brilliantly done Halloween one. And I don't know if people have noticed up in the top right corner, Earl has her new signature. So she now signs the stuff that she does. So yes, it's an Oliver. I recognize that. Yes. Oh yeah. I mean, the people that wrote back then, they had a sense of humor where they hit it. But yes, but this is still one of my favorites. So. Let's get to a more normal size, but I want to get back to our possibly new emoji. I'll have to look into that when I have some time to change stuff on the channel. So, yeah, Earl's becoming a very talented artist. I think this was a good decision for her. Like, and she's remarked like some of it's talent, but some of it's just hard work. You did miss the signature. Yeah, it's there. It's up in the corner. It's got a top with a couple of bunny ears. So I think fangs is now permanently part of her life in some ways. You just updated it? Okay. The tomato pope and your signature? Okay. Yep. So yes. Yeah, I think that's pretty true for Earl. I think Earl would concur with that one based on my conversations. Like she's worked on building her skills and her talent, and it's starting to show. So, and I've been super privileged to have a front row seat. So, but yeah, but yeah, I've always loved this one. Uh, this one that she did for the channel, I've always loved, and we can alter it as things change. So now you know what a circumcised. Yes, this is a circumcised carrot. It's already a holy vegetable, but circumcising it makes it even more holy. So there you go. So there you go. Yes, I'm not very good at drawing either, but I think, as many artists have told me, like a lot of the art skills are just learned by repetition. So you just get better. Uh, Talent or they didn't. I didn't think art was something you could practice. Yeah, it's like, I imagine it's like a lot of things. Like if you really practice a lot, you'll get good at it. So, but I think there's also a natural talent. Like you can tell when somebody just found their groove. You stick figures, not having hand-eye corrections. Yeah, an artisan. There you go. Yep. But yeah. But now we know what carrots look like. But well done, Earl. Many, many head pats. I know you love the head pats, so everybody could give Earl some head pats. She will go ballistic about having head pats. So it takes 100,000 better to get one good one. Yeah, I'm probably sure that that's true. Like like when I do writing, I've always said it's not the writing that's brilliant, it's the rewriting that's brilliant. And you have to rewrite things 100 million times before you get them right. So, um, there you go. Got head pats. But I had a bully that made fun of something I drew, and I didn't draw again for a decade. Yeah, tell the bully to take a leap. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Yeah, we've all had that moment, Earl, where somebody made fun of what we did. When I first started YouTubing, I got that a lot from theists. Like, you don't know what you're doing. Like, well, of course I don't know what I'm doing. Just started. So I've done that on anniversaries of the channel. I pulled out my first video on this channel, and it's embarrassing. But at the time, it's all I knew how to do. So yeah, that can f off. It's like playing the guitar. The first year you cannot get the notes pure, but after that it becomes great fun because it makes sense. Yeah, and I think a lot of things are like that. Like writing was that way for me. Like when I was in high school, writing was one of the worst things for me. But then I started just realizing, hey, I'm going to have to edit. And when you come to peace with editing, writing becomes a lot more easy. Yeah, Fred is reminding me of something. I can't be late for work, and this is kind of a weekday instead of a weekend for me. So, yeah, I do have to kind of sign off, but I am signing off on a very high note because now we know exactly what a circumcised carrot looks like. So there you go. So thanks everybody for stopping by and listening to me ramble about my personal future and the future of the channel and enjoying some Earl artwork and just hanging out for a little bit on a Saturday. Appreciate all of you being here. It's been a great stream. Appreciate the donations. Didn't quite get to the Holy Bunny hat, but I want to thank Josh and Cranky and Senator Fred. He's never going to live that down, is he? So yeah, I do have to get going here. Otherwise, and I will post. Earl has her link to the GoFundMe for my supposed Christmas present. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm always anxious about that stuff, but I'm sure, given it's Earl and she knows me the best of all of you, she's probably going to do something like that. So may Fangs bless all of your hearts. May he purify your vegetables with his pointy teeth, and may he nibble on all of your hearts as you draw closer to him. Make sure, as you see depicted, that you leave a circumcised carrot on top of your stash. That way, Fangs will take the circumcised carrot and enjoy its company instead of invading your stash. That's now dogma, so make sure you do that. It's an important ritual to leave a circumcised carrot on top of your stash. Nom nom and all of that. And as always, folks, live your best life. You only get one go around, and so you need to take all your time, your money, your opportunities, and give them to yourself, the people you love and care for, and to make this a better world. You you want to do that instead of wasting it on the trappings of religion and faith, because that's a dead end. I speak from experience. And as always, folks, thanks for stopping by. I'll catch you next time, which will be Monday. I'll see you at 6 o'clock then. And so just a couple days off. So I'll see you then. Appreciate all of you. So see you all later on Monday. I'll see you then.